Peachtree City Fireworks crew has arrived here at Drake Field, and we're hanging out with the locals. Pew! Truck number 1 has 0 fireworks on it whatsoever. It's actually just building materials. The first man on the truck, the leader of the pack. Meet Paul, a pyrotechnician who's been painting the sky since 1981. Notice how we're halfway through unloading the truck now. What we're unloading is called racks. Once all of the racks have been unloaded, we can now begin the construction process. I'm gonna teach you how to build a fireworks stand right now. Step number 1. We're gonna take that board and we're gonna put it on the ground next to a set of racks. To bring stability to these racks, we're gonna nail them to the board. That board brings a solid base, securely holding each and every rack in place. After partaking in the work, I could honestly say it's easier said than done. Even for a crew of 5, in this hot sun, this work is extremely labor intensive, not to mention time consuming. And if it decides to rain, we have to cover everything up. Is this a clean job? No. Is this an easy job? No. But we get to cross lines that the public don't. We get to go behind the scenes. We get to see the real action. Truck 2 brings the real action. And by that, I think you know what I'm talking about. The explosives. Bum, bum, this is when things start to get exciting. Peachtree City, Georgia, your fireworks have safely arrived. Thanks to Paul and Pyrotechnico.
Do they come out of the paper? I can't remember.
Nope. So this is a shell which gets launched up by the lift. This is the lift charge. It's the big bag of black powder in the bottom of it. And at the bottom of the shell, there's 2 time delay fuses which are inside this black powder. So when you light the fuse comes down, sets off the bag of black powder, and now it's a mortar that gets launched about 650 feet in the air, which is about 3 seconds, and then the shell explodes. E-matches are also known as electronic matches. Right now, he's loading E-matches into each and every rack. This way, we can light the fireworks from a safe distance with a flip of a switch. Let's see if I could catch an E-match on camera. And by on camera, I'm talking about when he flips the switch and the spark ignites. Paul flips a switch, the E-match sparks, igniting the firework, sending it 650 feet into the air. Holy black powder! You're telling me Paul has to flip a switch for every firework in the show? That is a lot of fireworks. That's a lot of switches to flip, okay? Paul sets off all of these manually, and that's quite impressive. Now that all the fireworks are in place, and they're all hooked up to the E-matches, it's time to hook up the E-matches to the modules. Each module has 45 open spaces, and a firework gets put in each and every spot. There's not just one module, there's a bunch. All the modules get connected with a wire, more like a cable. We run this cable back to the main frame. It's these 2 main modules right here. This is Paul's paintbrushes. This is how Paul paints the sky with explosives. Look at those wires feeding out like tentacles. That is hundreds of fireworks. How about we check in on Paul, see if he can tell us some more about it.
Do they have tape around it? Electrical tape on it at all? No.
It's 12 different channels, and each one of those channels has 45 switches on it, and 45
bombs attached to the cables. Put it into test mode, and if there's continuity, which means that it is on and ready to be fired, the light will be green here. If it's off, that means there's a problem in that line and we have to fix it. 34 is good.
Perfect. So there's no 33 still?
12 shells with that one.
With possible rain in the forecast, you better prepare for the worst. Look at those clouds rolling in. Luckily, the rain was light and short. And after just a few minutes, the sun came back out and it was a beautiful day. All the Peachtree Cityans came out. In Peachtree City, the 4th of July is quite the event. With a parade in the morning and fireworks at night, it's a fun-filled day. But the streets get packed, not only with cars, but with people in golf carts. As dusk approaches, more and more boats will be on the lake, waiting for the fireworks. And as for those of us on land, we get to find our spots wherever we can.
B. Why is B33 dead too?
Really?
I mean, look at that. No, I've seen that.
All of them on 33?
Yeah.
Every 33 is out right now. That's wild.
While Paul is on set fixing the last-minute pop-up problems, the golf cart city is waiting for the action. As darkness approaches, residents from all over the town find their spot and settle down for the show. With all the problems solved and the weather looking good, the crew is officially ready for the show as well. The foil on top keeps sparks from setting off all the fireworks at once. It gets pretty wild here on the ground.
Oh, okay.
It's like slow to nothing.
Yeah.
And if you've used more than...
Oh yeah, that'd be...
Be better.
Yeah.
Paul is ready. We're ready. And it's almost showtime, baby. The excitement. Here we go. The truth is, for the fireworks crew, the real show is here on the ground, not up in the sky. It's where you could feel the explosions in your chest. You could see the smoke hovering right above the trees. You could even taste the black powder in the air. And as for Paul, he's no spectator. He's the director of the show. He's the main musician. Every time he flips a switch, a firework shoots into the air. He controls the whole show, not through a computer software, but through his fingertips. He sets the tempo. Paul is the one who flips the switch. He sets off each and every firework in the entire show. Right hand switching between modules, left hand between the numbers on the modules. As for the rest of the crew, the real thrill is the rain of sparks down here on the job site. Sparks fly everywhere and constantly land around us. We keep watch for fires, and if necessary, we'll go put them out. Look at the sparks raining down. Imagine if the foil wasn't there protecting the fireworks. Talk about trouble. Standing so close requires personal protective equipment. Hard hats, safety glasses, and earplugs are necessary. And there it is. This right here. This is what we've been working for. The moment is glorious. 3 full days of work 25 minutes of joy. Is it worth it? You bet your bottom dollar it's worth it. There's no experience like this. Folks, what you're doing while you do it?
I am carefully going over top of the tube, looking down every single tube, and by coming at it at an angle, I will be able to see the top of a shell if it's in there, and looking for a dud.
That one should have fired, but missed it.
Ha! I bet you guys thought this video was about to be over. Well, it's 10:41, and we're starting the cleanup right now. There's a couple things we need to do. Number one, take out the nails, keep the nails. And number two, we want to remove the E-match wire. That stuff gets recycled. The nails, the wire, that's the easy part. There is a lot left to do. I will say this. Working at night, it's not as hot. So, there's that. Whoa. Check out this rack. It got blown apart by a firework. These racks aren't light. They're pretty heavy. And we get to carry them all. We carry them to the truck and we load them into the truck. It's officially midnight. And you know what? I think I'm gonna go around and tell everyone, hey, it's midnight.
Yeah, I noticed a couple have been flipped over there onto the gray wires. Yeah, just gotta be careful. Yeah, I would.
All of the electronics, they go in one truck, and all of the building materials, they go in another.
£65, baby. The life of a pyrotechnician.
The racks have been loaded in the truck. The electronics have been loaded in the truck. The only thing left to do is clean up our mess, load up our fire extinguishers, and to be honest, the crew's feeling pretty darn hungry after that night.
Tired. What y'all do all day?
Set up fireworks.
Set up all.
If you enjoyed the video, leave some comments below and give it a share. And also, don't forget to prepare for next year. Go to sparenation.net and get your festive 4th of July clothing. Thanks for watching.